In a world where equality is just another euphemism for mediocrity, where participation is more highly valued than achievement, where just enough to get by is the new standard of excellence, there is a small minority of people who fight back against such apathy, who struggle daily to reach new heights. These brave few are the hope for the future, the bright shining light for the next generation. They are the ones who will lead us to the places we have never dreamed of, to the undiscovered country, to reach goals only a few can even begin to imagine. Unfortunately, none of those people could be here tonight, so kick back and relax. Prepare yourself for several hours of fun, friendship, fascinating conversation, and fabulous music. All those F's, that's an alliteration and kind of a radio trick. Speaking of radio, you're listening to the most popular radio station in the history of broadcast radio, at least among stations that originate from Chris's living room. It's Curious Times. Your host is a curious listener. Here she is, Chris.
All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Curious Times. It's Monday, August 15th, and we have Dianna Monroe back. That's our Monday paranormal free-for-all. And so we are going to, we have Dianna on camera tonight, and that's nice. So we're going to just quickly let you guys know what else is coming up this week. Lisa Nolan Shalosky is here tomorrow. Lisa Lamendala is here Wednesday. She's a psychic medium, but she focuses a lot more on animal communication and medical mediumship. And so if you have any lingering health things that you've tried everything for and all that kind of stuff, it's good to get her perspective on that. Jen Young should be here Thursday. Friday I have an opening. Who did I say I was going to... Oh, I was going to ask Yvette. I'll write that down. And Saturday, Kimber. And then Sunday, Monday, Nothingness. And next Tuesday, Stan the Man de Kestrel with his animal cards, you know. And so there we go. Growing mint in my garden. It takes over. And I love mint. And did you know that you can take mint, if you have so much, more than you could use? Oh, I love it when the puppy dogs come on. We'll get dog readings today. And love it. And so if you have so much mint that you can use it all, if you take mint and just pull some leaves and then squish it up like that or whatever, and like rub it on yourself, it's like a mosquito repellent. You heard it here at Curious Times. Yes, you did. Okay. So let's just get Dianna on. Hey, Dianna, how's it going? Now you got to unmute.
Okay, now I'm back.
Hey, yay!
Had to unmute.
There you go. How's things?
Good, good. Puppies are here tonight.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah. Astro, he's like kind of with it and kind of not so much. The Beagle, he's napping. He wants nothing to do with the show. That's all right.
Awesome. That's awesome. We've had dogs do readings on this show, and Barbara DeLong's cat did readings before, like pick cards, you know what I mean? And
Astro likes doing readings.
Yeah.
The one that was just on. He likes it. The Beagle, he's kind of all or nothing. Sometimes he's right there, and other times it's like, no, I'm late for a nap.
Awesome. So what's been going on? What's new with you?
Well, let's see. I've been benefiting a lot from chaos, and Chris is probably the only one that's going to get this, but I woke up this morning, and you know how when you first wake up, sometimes you're not quite with reality yet. You're still kind of half asleep, and as soon as I got to kind of realize the physical world where I was, I looked around me, and I heard this voice in my head that said, you going to be beating a dead horse today?
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah. I could see my grandmother as she looked in physical form here with me, and I thought, all right, nag away. I'm good. I'm going to listen. And so I've been really sweating up a storm today, pulling stuff out, chaos. There's stuff everywhere, but I'm getting some work done. So it's been working out really well. So,
awesome.
Yeah.
Hi, Deb. And so Deb is here. Dion, Diane, Heath, Marie. Hi, Marie. Mary, Margaret, Popeye. Popeye is... so I think as your fan goes, the static gets louder, but we'll just make do with it, you know. Popeye is wanting to hear all about your paranormal adventures.
Oh.
Popeye's probably new to you. You know what I mean? Like he's a newer dude around here, and so he probably hasn't heard much of the stories. Tomorrow, I want to mention that Cindy Plume has somebody on her show tomorrow that's going to talk about this. Let me just pull it up. Cindy. That's on Broken Talk Radio. She's got a guy called David Sloan, and he's an author, and he's done a lot of research on this Robert the Doll. And it seems to me that somebody that I had spoken with on this show before was, I thought, I'd have to get into my old computer to check back on Skype calls, but on Skype conversations, but sure that she was talking about somebody with a doll and a bell rings, and when they get on a Skype call, this doll talks, and I heard it. It sounds so fake to me. And if they're trying to say that's, and then they're doing a show somewhere that I can't remember, but I listened in on that, and I'm not saying they're all faking, but I think somebody is faking and making them all believe. You know what I mean? It just sounds too, the doll has some, what's that? And then you hear it, and it's so contrived, in my opinion. You know what I mean? And so I'm going to be interested to, hopefully I remember about that tomorrow, and that's Cindy Plume, which is Get Real with Cindy, Keeping It Real with Cindy. I'll give you guys the link. And that's at 8 p.m. Eastern. And that's the link for it, you guys. And the guy she's got on tomorrow has, because the real doll, that's why I want to go back and check, because if these people think they got the doll, like the real doll is in a museum in Florida, near Key West or something like this. And so, have you ever heard of this doll, Diana?
I have not.
Yeah. So, I'm going to get you to talk a lot, because it seems when you talk, the static goes down, and that's good for me. So, Popeye wants to hear about your paranormal adventures.
Okay. Well, it started out about, I've been doing it off and on all my life, but it got jumped up in speed about a year and a half ago. I was with a friend who I had met in a paranormal group, and this paranormal group, they met once a month, but they weren't really active at all in terms of doing paranormal investigations. It was just a social club, which was fine, but this friend I'd met through the group, she wanted to do more, and she met some other people that were starting up a group, so we both went to some meetings there. And we only got to a couple meetings, and suddenly there was a lot of drama that came up. And I thought, wow, there were about 4 people that I met there that I could stand to hang around with again. So I wonder if they were smart enough to leave their emailing list public so I could get a hold of all these people, and they were for me. So I solicited those 4 people and said, hey, I'm still interested in doing some paranormal investigations, but not with this group. Are you interested? And all 4 said yes. And we all kind of created our own little group. And it's been fairly spontaneous. We'll have someone in the group, we'll have a neighbor or somebody they work with that says, hey, I hear you do this. This person has a problem in their house. And we just kept hearing more and more things people wanted us to investigate. So it was not hard to find places to investigate. In fact, we first started out just at a local park, and we had some really interesting experiences. While some people were picking up a lot of children down, we were at an outdoor theater, amphitheater at this park, and a lot of people were tuning in to children down underneath the theater that had lived in the area at one time or another. I was tuning in on one performer in particular that had performed, I don't believe on that stage, but in that area before that stage was built. And we were picking up on some demons that were there and some other reptilian things and just a host of different things just in this park. And that was our first adventure. So we decided, hey, this is pretty interesting. Let's continue this. And I was very lucky in that the people I resonated with and contacted to see if they wanted to create a new group, they're all very intuitive and in different ways. So it's kind of fun. We go into it and we'll check out the area. Some people have the ghost box and different tools we use, and so we'll go out there and not say anything, just kind of all see what it feels like and use those tools. And then we'll kind of all come together and share the information that we got. And sometimes we come up with what we think, might be conclusions, but at the same time, we're all pretty open in terms of saying, well, this might be the case, but we don't know, because there's so much we don't know and this, that, and the other thing. So it's a lot about curiosity, sharing the information, and just keeping an open mind to let in more stuff, to see if we get more answers.
I think a lot of people are talking in the chat room about, and I think that a lot of us, when we were kids, really did see stuff, and we either kept shut about it, or we let them talk us out of it and tell us we were crazy. I know that I've forgotten a lot of really cool stuff from when I was younger, but I could just tell you this is that, because we got some people that come and they remain open to the idea, but maybe they haven't personally experienced it, and once you do, you can have no more. That's why I say, I'm not here trying to convince anybody of anything, because I know it for myself, and that's all that matters. What everybody else believes or disbelieves, it doesn't affect doesn't affect me and what I know, and that, and then to me it's cool every time I get these little reminders of the validation or whatever, and I really, again, Papa, I wouldn't have heard these, but I got some amazing EVPs off of my spirit box. And the first time I ran it, I asked, what's my name? And I got crystal clear, Kristen. And it's not even in it's not even in if it's scanning all the radio stations and you hear a little blurb of, you can tell there's a difference in the voice. Kristen. And, that kind of blew my mind, really. I've listened to EVPs for a long time, and then the time that I was saying, what am I holding in my hand? And all you hear, pen. I'm like, what? Get them, And so again, once these things can be experienced personally, that was Marie's mom. I was asking Marie's mom, what am I holding in my hand? And she said, pen. I couldn't believe it, and so again, I know that people, especially when it's the paranormal themes, Dianna, because there's just so much out there. The ones that ruined it, in my opinion, are those TV shows, because I think so many of them have been proven fake, or the information has come that they've doctored stuff, and there used to be a guy that did EVPs on the radio, but what he would do is spend a week or two and then come back with them. And that's how come, like, I could do the same thing, and I could do some EV, because since I've had this problem where I can't pipe through the sound anymore,
right.
I was preferring to do them live so that people could hear it live. I could immediately transfer it on air so that there's no possibility that anyone could accuse me of doctoring it. You know what I mean? And because that's the first thing you're going to run into when you do EVPs, if you're coming up with amazing EVPs, is somebody going to go, well, you edited those. You know what I mean? And but once you've experienced it for yourself, there's just no... When's the first time that you had there's no doubt about it, this ghost stuff is real?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I've had memories go back as far as infancy, not a lot of them, but I've just always been really psychic and aware of them and could see these things. So it wasn't that I had to be sold on it. To me, it was a given. In fact, I assumed that everybody else could read minds and see apparitions and everything else that I could do. So it was more of a surprise for me to find out, instead of, oh, this is real, to find out, oh, there are people that can't do this, because it was just second nature to me.
Yeah.
Until, through the societal programming, family, school, and everything, I set some of that aside. And plus, at a fairly early age, I was about 7 or 8 years old, I had no support in this whatsoever with my family. If you heard voices in your head, you were crazy. So it was almost so overwhelming because of all the spirits I could see all the time and things I could feel. I was very empathic, that I asked for it to be shut off. Now, not shut off per se, but I said it's got to be really cut down because I can't handle it.
Right. Yeah. Of course, now I can't. Anything that I am or have as an ability is just innate. You know what I mean? You know how we hear people that, but it's nothing that I can turn on and off so that it's not that I can see something and then I go, oh, okay, so a ghost is here. She has blonde hair and she's wearing, a big costume jewelry necklace, and she is tilting her head slightly and has a crooked smile or something, like, you know what I mean? And so then I would be able to be absolutely confident because I would be seeing the damn thing and I would know, oh, okay, they're here. And mostly it's just whatever is there is just in my head, and most times I just can't discern between my own thoughts and what could be information coming through. And so that's been my challenge, and I suspect then that a lot of my childhood, these conversations I was having in my head with myself might not have been always with myself, if you know what I mean.
Right.
And I did that a lot, having these conversations in my head. So, I wasn't speaking out loud, all telepathic thinking, some people might call it, but it was a real conversations, back and forth. And I never knew, I was young enough that it wasn't like, what is this? You know what I mean? And so, I think that a lot of kids do that, and they just move on, and they don't have, maybe the first time they say something, and then they get told, psh, don't be so ridiculous, or something like that, right? And then they learn to shut up about it, and they just don't tell anyone.
Oh, yeah.
And so I think that if we could, and more, I think that with these kids coming up, we're getting better as each generation comes along. The adults are getting better about not shutting that down, and being more open-minded about it.
Okay. Yeah, and this group that came together as a result of the other group being rather crazy in us starting out on our own, we're open if there are other people that want to investigate with us. We are now in, I think, 3 states. I'm in Nebraska. The majority of us right now are in Nebraska. And this is called the SAGE, the Society of Alien and Ghost Experiencers. And another person is in Arizona, and he started a group, I believe, in Washington State. I'm not sure in Washington State, but he's now about an hour away from Sedona, Arizona. And then here in Nebraska, we do Lincoln, Omaha. We've gone out to central Nebraska and did a really good clearing in January of this year of a house that had a lot of spooks there. We haven't gone over to Iowa yet. We're dangerously close to Iowa, but haven't done that. But so depending, I don't know where all your listeners are, but depending on where you are, you know, if you're in one of those areas, let me know if you're interested, because I can put you in touch with people in your particular area if you want to do paranormal investigations with us. We're not an elitist, small little group. We are a small group, but we're open to people joining us who are interested.
Yeah. One of these days, you know, too, when I, like anything visual or something I can use on the show, and so there's, is it the K2 that, like, you can ask it to light up or something like this? Is that the K2? Which one is the one where you get it to light up green or whatever? There's green and red lights on it or something? Is that the K2? K2 meter? Can you hear me, Dianna?
Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean by the K2.
Oh yeah, there's a K2 meter. And you can, and so it's a visual thing, and so you can say, so is somebody here? If somebody's here, like light up the green, you know, and it'll light.
The tool though is K2.
Yeah, K2. Well, that's what I call it. That's what K2 EMF meter.
Okay, I know we've got 1 or 2 of those in the group. Yeah. I don't own one of them, so that's why sometimes when you say the tools, it's like I kind of hear them and I know them when I see them because I've helped use them, but I'm just not as well versed in them as the other people are.
Yeah. It's like an electrical tester, but you can sort of use it for. And yeah, that's right. Then there's the flashlight one too, right? Where you can get that one. I think might be a little more challenging, you know, really. And people can make it work apparently. So now I'm not so sure that people don't say, "Oh, look, I have a faulty flashlight. I can take that and use it to my advantage." But in fact, Mary Margaret had a video she sent me, and we're complete dark room, and you could hear the 2 women. I think it was 2 women talking, Mary Margaret and someone else, and they were getting this flashlight to come on and off that was across the room or whatever. It was very cool. Very cool. Diana's all absorbed in the chat now.
Maybe going to Iowa. Well, actually, I was just in Iowa last week, but I wasn't doing an investigation.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, in time with. That's right. It was happening in response to your questions, Mary Margaret. So.
And I'm especially looking for places to go for the group before it starts to get cold again. Because even though it's hot now and it's August, you know, by next month it could be a lot cooler. So. Yeah.
It happens quick. It's just like this time, I'm like, oh no, I still haven't fixed my furnace. I don't know what to do.
Oh no, it's going to be here before you know it.
I know.
Last year, about September, October, we were kind of frantically trying to find indoor places to keep us busy over the winter, which we did. You know, we had some places to do, and like I said, this road trip we made out to central Nebraska, it was phenomenal. The number of spirits that came up and the cleansing we did, and just amazing. In fact, we were able to get rid of a spirit that I had brought with me, that had been hanging around me, and what it was doing was it was blocking my intuition in kind of a funky way, in that I could do readings for people just fine. The intuition wasn't blocked there, but when it came to my own life and making decisions and using good discernment, I was getting some blocks on that.
Right,
but it all came to the surface when we were at this house in central Nebraska, clearing out a bunch of other kind of malevolent spirits.
Mm-hmm.
So that was really intriguing.
Now I'm busy thinking about something. I'm trying to. What's this? No. So anyway, anybody that's here, you can feel free to call in for a reading, by the way. And if you want to call in and share any of your own paranormal experiences, please do feel free to do so. Heath reminded me that when we were doing the EVPs on the show, Heath had a few questions for his mom, and one of his questions was, how did you try to communicate with me last week, or something like that. I didn't know the answer. That was the key. Like, the questions that people were asking, I didn't know the answer to. So it's not like that I had an answer in my mind that I was straining to hear. And so I was playing it back, and I'm like, telephone. She said telephone, and he's like, oh my God. That's exactly what it was. And I'm like, wow, that's amazing. And so we, like, you know, it's kind of hard at some point to deny this stuff, you know. And because I don't mind getting nothing. You know what I mean? Like, some of these people, it's like the only thing you'll ever hear is when there's something, and then you have to wonder if they've doctored it. And I don't mind going live with it, and having there be nothing or something, because it's legit then. You know what I mean? It's authentic. Whatever's there is impossible for me to have manipulated, you know? And that's always what I'm striving for in the paranormal stuff, is make it so that there's no way it can be debunked. If it's real, and if it isn't real, then debunk it. You know what I mean? And so I'm just still trying to come up with ways, you know, that I can still try to do this thing live on the air. I might do another trial. It's just that when I turn on the voice meter, which is the application that allows any of my computer sounds to play through on my mic live to the show, the sound breaks up. But if it's not so bad, then it might be worth having a show that's a little bit broken up if we can, you know, go ahead and try some more live EVPs and do that. So anyway, if any of you guys want to call and talk to us or get a reading, make sure you let me know. And they had a butter Harry Potter. Oh, like when you like a Jesus toast or something, hey? Well, there was my let me see if I can find it. I burned my arm one time, and when I went to look in the mirror, because, you know, it was kind of in a place where, you know, so I looked in the mirror and I'm like, holy crap, there's a man's face in that burn, you know? And
creepy.
Yeah. And when I posted it, like, most people were like, nah, I don't see nothing. And then a few people are like, oh, you're right. And so let me see if I can find it. Burn with face in it. There we go. And what location are you in? Pictures. Owner pictures. Okay, so let me see if I can upload that. Pictures, and burn with face in it. Open, upload. You guys can all laugh at me now. Okay. You see? Okay. This is an eye. This is an eye. Here's the nose, mouth, chin. This is the back of the head and the shoulder.
Ooh, I can see a man's face.
Can you see that?
Yeah, once I saw the eyes, then it all kind of fell together.
Yeah, then it all fits in. You know, upper lip, the chin, and that's a burn. And it's funny because when it's small like this, it doesn't jump out at you, but when I looked at it in the mirror, like it just jumped right out at me. You know?
Ow.
Just jumped right out at me. So it's almost even alien looking as I look at it now, you know what I mean, in a way. But or a bald, it's like Mr. Clean. Mr. Clean. And so that was an owie burn.
It looks like a doozy of a burn. You felt that for a while.
You know what? Actually, I instantly put lavender oil, and that burn. I've never had a burn heal so fast, but the pain of that burn like really almost went away right away. It really was amazing.
With the lavender oil?
Yeah, man. There you go. There's the spiritual meaning, Dion. So did a man burn you? And it just showed up. It just showed up now. Well, do you want the list alphabetically or chronologically? And so, you know what I mean? Women can be just as bad, right?
Mm.
Women are bitches, you know? And so leave it to Dion, hey? Yeah, it was a man. Well, I think it's, this is one ugly ass chick if it's a man, if it's a girl, you know. So anyway.
Yeah, and if you look down there a little bit, I think there's a penis there too.
The whole thing is the penis.
There you go.
There's the head.
Phallic, yeah.
It looks more like a carrot if you look the other way, though. You know what I mean? Tilt your head to the right, and it's a carrot. And so okay. All right. So that's their fault because they were talking about toast and what was the other one? Butter, images and butter. I should look at my when I make naan bread the next time. See, look more closely at the naan bread. It just doesn't usually last long enough because it's so good that I just woof it right down. So you guys, where are we going from here? Is anyone calling in or what?
Well, I can't wait to see that butter cow in Iowa. I think that will be fun. This will be, as far as I know, my first visit to the Iowa State Fair. So.
Oh, it's like I see. It's like a statue of a. Is that what it is?
Yeah, and someone told me you can take some butter off of it for your food or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's kind of gross, but apparently it's fish in there. I don't know. I'm not a native.
So ranch that it would be ridiculous.
But I think it sounds like fun. And I'm also the next week I'm going to the Nebraska State Fair. And I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of paranormal stuff I pick up at the Des Moines State Fair, because I guess it's been there for ages. The Nebraska State Fair I'm going to the next week, and there were all kinds of spirits and paranormal experiences I had at the old Nebraska State Fairgrounds. But then some years ago, the University of Nebraska decided, we want those grounds. And so they took it over. It went through the legislature and took it over. And now it moved from Lincoln, Nebraska. Now it's in Grand Island, Nebraska. And I've not been to the new fairgrounds yet. So I'm hoping to tune in and kind of see what's there too.
Well, here, go check out this link, and you'll see cows and everything. And
which link?
One I just put in.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
And you guys, you can just Google butter sculptures and click images and see all kinds of.
So it looks like this is not uniquely Iowa, then, is what you're saying.
Right. Well, this one's in Ohio. There's also a search for butter sculptures state fair. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And so, oh, look at there's one here that's almost like the Mount Rushmore.
Oh my God, there's one that looks like Herbie Husker too.
Who is Herbie Husker?
Oh, this Scandinavian or Norwegian Nebraska football fan dude that was created years ago by the university. Well, then they changed it from Herbie Husker to, I forget what the name is, but it's this stupid, it looks like a sex toy thing.
Oh, yeah.
And, yeah, it's just disgusting. But idiots out wandering around.
I would just want to bring a whole bucket of popcorn and then let the sun shine on it and let the popcorn butter drip onto my popcorn.
I like living in Iowa. I thought that was a pretty cool place.
Idiots out wandering around. Marilyn Monroe one. So there, everybody's looking. So you guys, you either call in or do something here, you guys. Or ask us questions or do something. Okay, Mary Margaret will have a reading. So okay, good, excellent. We'll get a couple of callers here. I'm going to toss a song on so I can go refill my coffee. And so if you can mute while the song's on so the static doesn't bleed over it,
then
that'll be awesome and beautiful and perfect. Okay. It is the sound of silence. Okay, and let's go with this one.
Mama let that boy play some rock and roll. Jazz is not too crazy. He can play it when he's old. He's too young for the blues. He's still inside his first pair of shoes. He's just a baby. Give that boy some freedom, let him move around. Don't get in his way, you'll only bring him down. Mama, won't you let him play some rock and roll. Yeah. Let him play some rock and roll. Let him play some rock and roll. Let him play some rock and roll.
back. We're back. And so hello, Amy and Boo Boo. Hi, Boo Boo. Gonna assume that name Cook is gonna be Popeye. Is that you, Popeye? Deb is there. Dion, Diane, Heath, Marie, Mary Margaret, Popeye, and probably Dion is the wireless caller. So, so I think Mary Margaret spoke up first. So let's go get Mary Margaret.
Hello.
Hey, Mary Margaret. How you doing?
Hi. I'm doing okay. Cookie did good today, so I'm happy.
Cookie's good.
Yep.
Dion's dog is good. Fergie's good. Cookie's good.
Life
Woo-hoo.
is good. Yeah.
Awesome.
Thanks for all the prayers, guys. Hi, Dianna. I almost called you Dion.
That's all right. Hi, Mary Margaret.
Hi.
In German, it's pronounced Dianna.
Is it?
Yeah.
I got a lot of that German blood in me. Rickman was my maiden name.
Okay.
Well, what do you see? You see anything exciting for me in terms of me making some money?
Money.
Shave your legs and buy some new underwear. Off you go.
Somehow I knew that was going to come up.
Well, when it comes to money, I see it not that far away, but it's like it's kind of off to the side a little bit of you, and it's kind of hanging low. Like there's something you need to tap into yet to get from point A to point B. Something, and I don't think it's specifically a skill that you have. I get the feeling it may have been some work you've already done or something you've done before, either as a volunteer or just done maybe for friends or family or something, and you never really thought of it before as something that would help you make money.
Mm-hmm.
But that it was something you liked to do. It was some type of service. You were doing something, because I see you moving around, but I'm not really being shown exactly what you were doing. I don't know if you were helping someone move, moving things.
I'm trying to declutter.
Maybe that's part of it. Maybe you're going to help people do that for a fee. But there's something, it's got kind of a, whatever it is, and I'm not saying you have to limit it to one thing, because I get that there's at least 2 or 3 options that are available for you that you just need to kind of tap into. Again, things that you've done before. And one aspect is a creative aspect, and I don't really know if it's necessarily something artistic per se, or more just the way you are able to organize things and give things structure better than a lot of people do. And that might be where I'm kind of picking up the artistic thing, because when it comes to organization, you kind of turned that into an art form. And you don't give yourself enough credit for that, and you can help other people get organized.
Cool.
Is anything coming up that you might be tapping into? Because I think all of the 2 or 3 things that I'm picking up where you could make some money pretty quickly are things that you've either done before, or you know they're hobbies or skills that you kind of get jazzed about doing.
Yep, and you got that right on the head. I do crafts.
Okay.
I'm doing stuff more to the spiritual side. I make dragonflies and some angel lights and angel baby lights. I just need to get my site going.
Yeah, I get a really strong bright white light around that. Like that could really take off once you hit the ground running, you're just gonna, really go over the top with it. So whatever you feel passionate about, if you feel passionate about doing that, just jump in and do it.
Awesome. Thanks, Dianna.
That resonates.
Oh, that does.
Yeah.
Wait, Mary Margaret. The dog's name is Astro, right?
Yes, this is
Astro.
Hey, you got anything to help her?
I want you to say Astro. I want you to ask Astro a question, Dianna, and ask him to nod his head yes or no.
Well, I want to see if you have anything to help Mary Margaret on the money thing?
He's just like, no.
He said passion. What do you have a passion for?
Yeah, spirituality.
He said that's it. Go for it.
Good boy.
He said, are you, does it have anything to do with a book or a blog or some type of writing about your spiritual path?
I have started something for my daughter. When
he said
anytime
more people want to read it. So be thinking about that, and it's very, what he's saying is you can talk about spirituality in general, but he's saying your story is going to be important to a number of people.
Wow.
So don't limit it to just your daughter.
Cool. That's awesome. I put it, when something happens, I try to write it in there and put the dates because I always forget.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
And
Thank you.
Stressing, and a blog will help sell the book. So he said, get thinking about a blog too.
Okay.
You're really on tonight, Astro.
Good boy, Astro.
Yeah, sometimes he doesn't really care about readings, but tonight he's there.
All right. Hi, baby.
Awesome.
And on the break, he was looking around and saying, "Wow, look at all these extra spirits in here."
Awesome.
Yeah, when we do readings, buddy.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I'm going to get on my
Mary
website.
Margaret.
Thanks, Chris.
So, thank you. And just mute yourself because I want to get his attention all by myself. Astro, hey, buddy, look at me when I'm talking to you.
Astro.
Hey, he's hiding. He doesn't like me. Hey,
what's the matter with you?
He's like, don't let her ask me a question. Astro, look at the computer. Come on, boy.
Welcome.
Come on, you're killing me here. I'm always talking about how animals love me, Astro. Okay, I'm gonna Astro. Okay, now I'm going to wait and see if the dog reacts, so don't you answer for him. Astro, am I getting a job this month? No. He's like, I'm out of here. Okay, thanks, Astro. You suck.
He said, no, you already know that, though.
You're funny, Astro. Okay, let's go see who else we have. I think we're going to go with Dion next. Hey, Dion.
Ladies.
How you doing?
Thank you. I'm okay. Thanks for taking my call.
Oh, thanks for calling.
I mean, my dog is still throwing up. She was fine all day, and then she just threw up probably an hour ago. So I'm just hoping it's gonna pass. I think it will. I mean, this happened 2 weeks ago. So yeah. I think it'll just have to settle whatever's going on in there. But my question is, so now I'm moving because I got freaked out with the dogs, and I just wanted to know, I'm not really sure where I'm right now. I'm just temporarily going to go stay at my sister's house, and then we're going to look for a different place. Does she see my move going smoothly without any delays, or am I going to be happy?
Well, I see it going smoothly as long as you're not getting yourself in the way. It's right now, and this I think happens for everybody that's going through a move. We can get too close to a situation like that. That's a big change, and it can be kind of stressful. But are you working at all with even more than meditation? I see that if you just, when you first get up in the morning, if you just take about 5 or 10 minutes and just kind of focus on doing some deep breathing, that's going to help you kind of keep your thoughts where they need to be in the moment and focusing on, what you need to do that day. And it's going to be a lot easier for you when the stressful thoughts or, you know how the mind likes to screw with us and set us back. If you're doing a little bit of deep breathing earlier in the day for a little while, that's going to help kind of keep your mind out of the way of what you're doing on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, it's really weird because I've sort of packed up the house for about 2 years, and the house has been up for sale.
There's a certain type of place that you want, correct? Do you have a list of requirements of what you want in your next place? Did we lose her?
Oh, she got muted. Hey, if you hear a beep, did you hear a beep in your ear, Dion?
I did.
Yeah, if that happens again, push your 1 button.
Was it a ghost?
Okay, no, it's just the system every now and then will do that. If you hear a beep while you're supposed to be talking, like push the 1 and it'll unmute yourself, okay?
Oh, I'm sorry about that. Okay.
Okay.
Well, what I was saying was it was for sale for 2 years, and like I wouldn't even get a showing, okay? And then all of a sudden I said, okay, I'm just going to put it up for rent. And the first guy who came, and I knew it because I said a single guy will live in this house and love it. The guy walks in the door and he goes, I love it, I'll take it. And I'm like, oh, that was almost so easy. So now I have to move in I don't know, I think I got about 6 weeks. But it's really weird because he needs a place to live almost immediately because his dad's going through a bone marrow transplant. And so the house that he's living in with his parents has to go on a medical lockdown. So it's helping me out because I'm getting out of here, but it's helping him out even more so. So I'm thinking to myself, wow, that was almost too easy to rent it out that quickly. So I'm like, okay, now I'm at this point where I'm moving, but do you think I'm going to be able to get along with my sister? Are we going to be ready to kill each other in the same house?
You're going to have to work at it because I get you're going to be okay, but you're going to kind of fall into old habits. And so you've got to, it's one of those things where every day you're going to have to be mindful of the situation and, it's going to pay the way for you to take the high road. I'm not saying, let her walk all over you or anything. If there's an issue, you need to bring it up so you can both address it. I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal as long as you do take it day by day, living in the moment, and if there is something kind of bothering you, it might be something as simple as just asking her for clarification on something. You know what I mean? Whereas when we're kids, sometimes we just assume something in our head and we act on that. And I see you stopping in the moment and, again, either asking for clarification or addressing the issue in whatever way you need to do, but taking the high road while doing it, and that's going to be okay.
Okay, and I think it's just going to be a temporary thing anyway.
Mhm.
I don't feel like it's going to be, that long I'm going to be doing this, but I think, for the short term, I just want to be able to make it through the winter, and then come springtime, I can find a different place, but right now I'm just looking at it as a temporary, and I might learn some things too. It seems like that's just where God's putting me right now, so I don't want to argue with him, but thank you for telling me the heads up because I also need to learn how to get along with other people because I've lived on my own for so long that, this is just going to be like a quick refresher course. So hopefully it'll just be okay. We all need to be humbled sometimes.
Well, yeah. Just keep staying in the moment and take it day by day. If you kind of sandbag some irritation and you let it build up for even a couple days, that can turn into, I don't want to say an ugly situation, but it can make it a lot more uneasy than it has to be. If you just take it day by day, I mean, there are going to be some days that are easy anyway, like in any situation, but little things can come up, and you are used to living on your own for a while, but as long as you take it as it comes and address it when you need to in a comfortable yet grown-up way, I see you making through it fine, and in fact kind of getting closer with your sister as a result of going through this.
Okay, that works for me. Thank you.
You bet.
I'm just so used to I'm up now. It's like 10 o'clock. It's almost 10:30 in Chicago. I'm up roaming around. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that at her house. I don't know. She's going to want me up all night because I'm a night owl. But I'll work. It's going to have to be a work in progress.
Yeah, you'll get it worked out. Just address the things as they come up. One at a time, and I think it'll be fine because she wants to get along too. She doesn't want this to be a bad situation.
No, I think she's actually looking forward to me coming there because, she's been kind of bored herself. And when we do hang out, we do have fun. So she's looking forward to having me as a roommate. I'm going to teach her some things about being single because she's always had a boyfriend and now she doesn't. So I said, You know what? You need to learn how to be an independent woman. Once you find that spot in life where you're really happy being independent, it's hard to not be. Is all I can really say. It's a gift that I think every woman should give themselves, is to learn how to be independent and happy.
Definitely, but some people have to really work at learning that, though, especially if it's a situation like you said where she's used to having a boyfriend. If she hasn't gone any period of time without one, that can be a bit of a challenge.
Yay, exciting. Thanks for the good news.
Yeah, you bet. You're going to do fine. Like I say, just take it day by day and do what you got to do, but you'll be fine.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Awesome. Okay, thanks, Dion.
Okay, I'm going to go back into the chat room so I can hang up the phone.
Cool.
Okay.
No problem.
Thanks.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay. So now I'm going to add Popeye to my Skype call. One ringy dingy. Hey, Clyde.
Chris, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, a little bit low, but that's okay. Dianna, can you hear him? Oh, the dog's growling.
He's talking. I'm having a hard time hearing him.
Yeah, we'll just do our best. So, what's your question, Clyde?
Well, I just kind of want to know what the universe has to tell me tonight.
Did you hear that, Dianna? He just wants.
Yeah. The first thing that came up was don't worry about money so much, and I don't know if that was in general or about one particular item or issue. But that was pretty clear. Just kind of loosen up on that a little bit with the thoughts. I mean, you're doing everything you need to do, but I'm being told there's just a little bit too much concern or worry on your part, and if you just kind of ease up on that, shift your thoughts around that everything's working out already on that end, it's going to be a lot easier for you.
Okay, well, I kind of blew the budget today, so I'm not too surprised that came up.
Anything else?
The money thing is the biggie. Something though about summer. Are you do you have something, a special event coming up, or have you maybe not been getting out and about as much as you could? Something about enjoy the summer to make good use of the time yet.
That makes sense. This has kind of been the summer that wasn't.
Okay. Because you're being told you still got some time left. It could be a real simple plan, but just get, a plan to go do something, whether it's going to a park or getting together with an old friend for coffee. It can be really simple or it can be elaborate. I mean, you can go to the Bahamas if you want to, but whatever it is, just enjoy the time and get out and do some stuff in nature. Enjoy the warmer weather. And I'm not sure why, unless you just haven't been out and about that much, but for some reason that's kind of an important message right now, to just kind of get out and still do some things.
That tells me I need to fire up Matilda and go out to the lake.
There you go. There, yeah, maybe you're going to have. I get a real strong feeling about the lake. Like, I don't know if you're going to have some type of paranormal adventure or find a magic stone or meet a wonderful person or what the deal is, but I get a real good, strong feeling about that excursion.
Well, I am a water sign.
Okay, there you go.
By the way, Matilda is my RV.
Okay.
That's short for Waltzing Matilda.
I was just looking the song up because I was going to play it.
I love it. Thank you, Chris.
Yeah.
Is there a place, a lake that you have in mind in particular, a favorite one?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's one 8 miles outside of town here. It's a county park. It's very little used, and usually I'm the only one in the campground.
Okay. Yeah, go for that. And if there's any other lake or park that's within about 30 miles, I get a feeling that you might have a good experience there, too, someplace that you don't go to that often.
Well, that would be the state park that's nearby.
Okay.
And that one allows boating, so I can take my kayak out.
There you go. Yeah, can you get
the hell out of the house
before the end of September yet?
I'm sorry, say that again?
Can you get out to one or both of those parks before the end of September?
Well, I could go every other day if I chose to.
Okay. Well, I think you'll be glad you did if you do that. It's going to give you like some new perspective on something that you're kind of working through right now.
This is where I feel closest to the gods.
Yeah, just enjoy it. Because it's, like I said, it's going to help you with something that's going on. Something that's going to impact you, that's going to help you get through the winter. I don't know if that means a decision you've got to make over the winter, or maybe a chore or activity that you're not really that jazzed about doing, but by going out in nature yet this summer, it's going to help you get through whatever is coming up in the winter. Give you a new insight.
So I'm supposed to quit worrying so much about the money and get my ass out of the house and out to the lake.
Pretty much. As long as that feels right to you.
Is there anything else they're saying?
What I'm being told is that once you get out to the lake, you're going to be getting a lot more messages from Spirit.
That's normally where you get them.
Maybe you already have that experience out there, but I think it's going to pick up a little bit. And I think that's why they're telling me it's so important now that you get out yet this summer, because you're going to make stronger connections out there with Spirit.
Okay, very cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So there's so many versions of that song. What one do you like the best?
Oh, I think I like them all. You choose,
Okay.
Chris.
All right, sounds good. I'll pick. So thank you, Popeye. And so are you just going to go back and listen in the chat room then?
Yeah, I think I'm just going to listen in the chat room.
Okay, sounds good. Hey, awesome to talk to you.
Likewise.
Awesome, okay. Okay, so there we go. Deb is next. Hey, Deb. Hi,
Hello,
Deb.
ladies.
How are you?
I'm good. Sorry, coughing. Hi, Diana. Hi, Chris.
Hi, Deb.
So I just have to ask about money. It seems to be the theme of the show. And I'm having a really hard time accessing money. For example, It's the 15th of August, and I haven't paid my rent yet.
There's something that's been bearing down on you for a while, and I'm not sure what that is. It's been affecting that. I get the feeling it's going to lift a little bit in September, but there's still a lot. Do you have a lot of feelers out there right now in terms of bringing money in? Because I just see a lot of question marks, but that you have been starting. You've done a lot of work to try and get this resolved. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah. I do a lot of different things, and I've got always a lot of different lines in the water, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Putting out quotes and, you know, trying to attract business, you know. One thing I'm going to do is I have all these old tax papers and stuff that I didn't realize I had. Well, I forgot about them. Anyway, I've got 3 file boxes of paper that I'm going to burn either tonight or tomorrow night.
That you're what? Burning?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't need them. And they might be kind of a big block because some of the stuff in there is from older issues and stuff like that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So,
I get
yeah.
a good feeling about that, about the burning of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you? I also see you. Do you ever work with the moon phases at all?
Well, that's why I'm doing some of this clearing right now for the full moon, which is upon us almost.
Yeah, I saw you doing some work with the full moon and talking to the moon. And in addition to burning what you're already planning on burning, if this feels right to you, take, I mean, it could be a regular piece of paper. It could be sometimes index cards work a little better because they're a little thicker. But write down your intention on an index card because the full moon is always a really good time for working on, whether you're working on constructive action, bringing something in, or destructive action, like getting rid of something. And write whatever feels good. I would probably, since you've got a lot of energy around this issue and it feels like it's been around you for a while, I would probably work on both the destructive and the constructive and say something about, you know, this issue with finances, you know, is gone now forever, and now money in multiple ways comes to me every day or comes to me constantly, something like that. But I would word it whatever feels right, but I would make it big, make it strong, set your intention and with the strong meaning since you've got the full moon energy coming up here in a couple of days. Does that feel right?
Yeah, like money flows to me effortlessly or something like that.
Yeah, you know? Easily and effortlessly. I would write that down, like I say, on a construction paper or index card, and I would say it 3 times, just because the holy number 3, that's always felt right to me, to work a lot with the number 3. And then talk to the moon, your spirit guides, whoever, whatever other benevolent beings that you work with, and then I would burn that after burning the other stuff.
Okay, that's funny because I was thinking, I was trying to think what kind of sort of ceremony could I do with this that would help.
Popeye says carry cedar wood in your wallet.
Cedar wood, eh? I'll have to see if I can find some.
I have a little piece. I'm going to try that myself.
Yeah.
But I don't really have a wallet. Can I just carry it in my pocket, like with my change?
I would say wherever you put your money, right?
Yeah.
You know.
And if there are other certain crystals that you feel comfortable with, I see just a clear quartz crystal around you. If you have one of those and you feel comfortable using that, I would use that to amp up the energy for this work too.
Yeah, I do have lots of crystals here.
Okay. And black tourmaline is coming through for some reason, too.
Oh, really? Okay.
On particular issue, and I'm not sure why, if that's to help push away the problem or if it's going to help pull in the money, but for some reason black tourmaline's coming up, and something green, and I don't know if that's green for money, if it's like, it could be anything. I'm not getting a certain stone, so whether it's jade or some type of agate, I don't know, but if you've got actually malachite coming through, and that,
yeah, I have malachite.
Has pull in money.
Will it?
I've used that to help pull in money before. Malachite, I've talked to other people who use malachite when they're wanting money to come in.
Okay.
So if you've got that, and if that feels right.
Yeah, it does. I find it's really odd because right now I don't feel panicked about this, and like in some ways I should be. And I'm thinking, what is this? Why do I not feel panicked, you know? Because
you've got a certain amount of balance going on right now.
Okay. Yeah.
Keep that going.
Good. Yeah. Because, like, normally I'd be, like, really stressed out and stuff. And I'm like, well, in some ways it feels like it's out of my hands. Like, I've done tons of footwork and, you know, it's just that it's been going on so long. Like, I've lost friends over this fact that, you know, I've been living hand to mouth for so long, you know.
But once you get over this, I think you will kind of see that as a blessing, because once you get over this and you've got more money coming in, you know, you're not going to want those people around because they're going to be more of a bother and take up your time.
Right.
I get the feeling that even though right now you've got less people in your life, it's going to work out better for you as the money starts to come in and as you move forward.
Right. That makes sense. Yeah, I feel I have to clear a lot of things out of the way in order to do my work. And there's a lot of distractions out there. And the fact is, a lot of the people I know, and especially one in particular that I'm not having any dealings with at this point, you know, people don't understand your life when they don't have to work, you know, and they're pretty well off and that sort of thing. You know, basically I'm an artist, musician, you know, creative person. And
good for you.
I set the intention a few years ago to for my gifts and talents to support me, right? And we only have so much time. And so, you know, I think I have to really focus on my work. And I've always been okay on my own and that sort of thing, you know. But when I don't have other friends who are like me, who are, you know, artists or musicians and stuff like that, they don't understand what it's like, the life of the artist, you know, and it's not the same as others, you know. Right.
Well, I tell you, what I see as you go forward, not only when more money starts coming in, but just now that, but especially after the money starts coming in, that as you move forward, I see you just focusing on the passion for your work and not even addressing the money issue really so much, even in your own mind. So in conversations, as you meet new people, even if, say, people want to go somewhere for lunch one day and maybe you don't have the money with you right then, you know, I see, you know, you get a drink of water or a tea or whatever you can without saying anything about it. I just see people engaging with you, and don't be surprised if some of these people just offer to buy you lunch because they're going to want to be with you as you express this passion about your work, even if you're not talking about it right away, people are going to be drawn to you just because they can feel that vibe that that they don't have, that creative vibe. And you're just going to be, as you move forward, I just see you getting more and more passionate about what you're doing because, like you said, you're not panicked about the money situation. And I just see you channeling more of your energy into the love for your work. And as you do that, people are just going to be drawn to that. Okay. They're going to pick up on it, like I said, and because there are a lot of people out there that are not creative and they'd like to be, or else they like being around people who are because it's something different from what they are, you know. And plus, the art, a lot of people may not get it, but a lot of people find it kind of exciting or kind of sexy just because it is what it is. You know, it brings more beauty into the world, and you're a part of that. So who would not want to be around someone who does that type of work?
Right. That makes sense.
I just see you being kind of a magnet for drawing in a better quality of people into your life, and better quality, I just the people that, you know, they're kind and they're interesting, and like I said, they will want to take you out to lunch once in a while. They will want to get your ideas because they respect you and who you are. They're going to be coming from various backgrounds, so I think that's going to be exciting for you too, to get to know a bunch of these people.
Yeah.
Just let that passion for your work, just let it kind of drive the bus for a little while and see where it takes you. I think you'll be surprised at the cool people that come into your life. And don't be surprised if you get, you know, a couple hangers-on kind of people you don't really want feeding into that magnet you've got going on right now for art. But that's all right. You can poo-poo them right away and they'll be gone.
Yeah.
Just be very... be ruthless, if you will, in terms of who you're going to let into your life. Because the ones that you do in, it's going to be very beneficial to you. You're going to have balanced relationships with these people, even though they come from very different backgrounds. Some of them may have a lot of money, but that's not going to matter. In terms of just the relationship and how you get along, it's going to be very balanced. So follow your intuition as you let new people into your life and as you discern which ones you don't want coming into your life. And I think you're really going to be surprised and see a lot of rewards in terms of who you've got coming into your life, say, over the next 3 to 6 months.
Okay, that sounds good. Yeah, you know, when a long-term relationship ends, you know, I've never been married or anything, so I can only imagine that that's how it must feel for people who get like a divorce or whatever, because, you know, you look at yourself and you say, wow, you know, I failed at this relationship, you know?
Right.
But on the other hand, I think of it as, you know, we had what we had when we had it. And now it's time to branch out and move on, you know? And it's not necessarily a bad thing, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the changes coming up for you in terms of people in your life, I think 6 months down the road, I just see you kind of taking a deep breath and thinking, wow, you know, this is great. I'm glad this went the way it did.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, you really picked up on it because I was thinking about what kind of ritual or whatever I could do with these papers when I burn them. And some of those papers are from a bankruptcy 20 years ago. Well, that isn't good energy to have around, you know?
Oh, yeah, you can get rid of that.
Yeah. And so somehow I was still hanging on to that failure. And well, not for long because they're going up in flames real soon, maybe even tonight.
There you go.
But I
there
appreciate
you go. Well, usually, you know, the full moon stuff, some people just do rituals or work on the actual full moon, but sometimes if I've got some big issue that I want some extra help energy with, I'll do it the day before and or after the full moon too.
Right, exactly.
Whatever feels right. But the energy's strong, so ask for that help with it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's interesting because one other time when I talked to you, you gave me really good suggestions, and I thought, I wasn't sure if I was going to come to the show tonight, and I'm glad I did. So thank you. I really appreciate your insights, Dianna.
I'm glad you came too. Thank you very much for coming to the show.
So you were thinking of ditching Curious Times tonight, eh?
Hey, don't give her a bad time. She's here, Chris.
I know.
I was going to burn my papers, but I thought I can wait till after the show to burn them.
I'm just because I always have to add 2 cents. Just tossing this out for you.
Hey, it's your show. You can do that.
And I'm not saying don't put me out on blast on fucking Facebook for talking on my own show. But anyway, like someone did to me yesterday. But anyway,
right.
So listen, and I'm not saying don't burn the papers.
Right.
But I talked before about one time when I wanted to get rid of a bunch of stuff and I didn't have the patience to shred it and that kind of thing. I don't have easy access to burning stuff. I got a bucket out and I put in some cleaning solution, like, whatever the floor cleaning shit is these days, right? Like whatever. If you have bleach, that would work too. Bleach would probably be best. And put all the papers into this big bucket and put water and bleach in. And now what you're doing is you're cleaning up the problem. Cleaning up the problem instead of burning it. Like burning is, you don't want to get burned. So I only went when tossing that out as an idea. You know what I mean?
Right, you mentioned that one other time. I forgot about it.
Oh. What's that, Dianna?
Well, I was just thinking if you could come up with some ritual where you could do both. You could write your intention out and what you want help with, and you could burn it, and then you could almost take a bleach solution. I could see myself kind of coming up with a bleach solution and pouring it around in a circle around my cauldron, and then asking for more help that way with the water element. So you've got the fire and the water, and then I'd be burning some sage or other incense for the air element.
She's not allowed. Your neighbor's not home.
Burn away.
I try and utilize all the elements and then call in spirit, so I've got all 5 elements in there. Earth, air, fire, water, not the Chinese, because they've got a little bit different elements in that, but yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Actually, some of the things I looked up today were, fire-type ceremonies, but a lot of them did include water.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And, Popeye talks about, fire is a natural cleanser, and I'm not saying don't, not saying don't. I guess,
Yeah.
Just, because to me, I'm thinking clean up a problem, you know what I mean? Clean it up.
Well, I think as I burn them, I'm going to basically say, I'm burning, my old relationship with money, which hasn't been good. And I'm going to leave behind, that particular problem,
Perfect.
Yeah.
And I'm going to create a new
we have the malachite or green stone, and one thing that's coming through to me now, at least I think I'm going to try it, is for some reason honey is coming through, and I don't know if that's going to help draw money in, if it's the sweetness or the stickiness that draws it in, but for some reason I'm kind of drawn to honey tonight. I don't know if that resonates with anybody else. That's something they might want to utilize.
I've been drinking a lot of honey. I've been drinking a lot of honey.
Okay.
Yeah, with my lemon ginger tea.
I've been reading a lot about honey and cinnamon, and maybe it was lemon. I was thinking there was a third thing, and I'm going to start drinking that daily too, because that's supposed to just help for a lot of health reasons.
But it's supposed to. Doesn't it help blood sugar or something like that?
Honey does a lot, you know. Honey
Cinnamon
does
does a lot with it, yeah.
Cinnamon and honey. Plus, honey is also helps you if you buy locally. It helps you with any allergies and things like that.
Yeah, raw honey's great.
Yeah, that's what I use. Except for my teeth are hurting from it now because I was drinking so much lemon ginger tea. And I don't know, I might have to lay off it a bit because my teeth were kind of sensitive today, and I was thinking that it might be the lemon and the honey.
Ask for and forgive yourself. Dan brings up a good point.
Forgive myself for my financial nastiness.
Yeah, for the whole history, the whole thing, you know?
Yeah.
I think that somewhere deep inside, and who am I to talk, you know what I mean? But that, you know, I don't hate anyone more than I hate myself, you know what I mean? And, and so, do unto others. So,
okay, shoot. I can handle it.
I think you probably have some long-term self-blame, self-hatred, whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so just like genuinely forgive yourself. And by the way, you can't lose friends. You can only find out who the real ones are.
Okay. Yeah.
You didn't lose a friend. You just got rid of an asshole. You know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think people come in your life for a reason, and then when that sort of mission is fulfilled, maybe it's time for them to move on, type of thing.
They don't maybe need the F word associated with them, friend, you know?
Yeah.
You know what I mean, eh? A friend is a friend is a friend.
Yeah. Yeah,
and,
I know what you mean. Because I think about a couple of people that I've known for like years and years. And we're still, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think fake. Yeah, some people are fake.
Yeah, fake.
We don't realize that first. Yeah.
You know, like when, did you guys all see, like recently Corrine put on her Facebook, you know, can't people just, the world would be so awesome if people could just love each other. I'm all like, let's crawl before we walk and walk before we run. Like, let's just start with stop stabbing everyone in the back and don't wish harm on anyone. Wake up every day and promise yourself that you're not going to intentionally try to hurt someone, you know, and if the world would be way better off with just that even. You don't have to drag love into it because there's too much fake love out there.
Fake
How
love.
do you say I love you and then go fucking bash me behind my back all over the place? You know what I mean? That's not love.
Right.
And so, like, I got no use for that word anymore. Seriously. So anyway, okay.
Thank you.
Have fun with your fire.
Yeah, I will.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, enjoy your ritual.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm gonna. Sorry, quick trigger finger. I got this song to play for Popeye quick. So mute yourself for a sec, okay, Diana?
Okay, hang on just a sec.
And here you go, Popeye.
There once was a jolly swag, camped by a bit of a bone, under the shade of a coolabah tree. And he sang as he watched and waited till his billy boiled. You'll come a waltzing Matilda with me. Down came a jumbuck to drink at the billabong. I've got the swag and grabbed him with glee. And he sang as he stowed that jumbuck in his tucker bag. You'll come a waltzing Matilda with me. Waltzing Matilda, waltzing Matilda. You'll come a waltzing Matilda with me. And he sang as he stowed that jumbuck in his tucker bag. You'll troopers. 1, 2, 3. Who's the jolly jumbuck you've got in your tucker bag? You'll come a waltzing Matilda with me. Waltzing Matilda, waltzing Matilda. You'll come a waltzing Matilda with me. Who's the jolly jumbuck you've got in your tucker bag? You'll come a waltzing Matilda. I've got the swaggy and jumped into the billabong. You'll never catch me alive, said he, and his ghost may be heard as you pass by that billabong. You'll come a waltzing Matilda with me. Waltzing Matilda, waltzing Matilda. You'll come a waltzing Matilda with me, and his ghost may be heard as you pass by that billabong. You'll come a waltzing Matilda with me.
All right. It made Stan cry when I sang. I know. Poor Stan. And so a billabong is a water hole or a pond, an Aboriginal word from Australia. It means like little or no water. A coolibah tree is an eucalyptus tree. And jumbuck is a sheep. Tucker bag is a bag for storing your food. Squatter is a wealthy landowner or rancher. Isn't that funny? Because here a squatter is somebody who has nothing and they just like go live on land for free somewhere. And swagman is a hobo. And so there you go. There you go. So anyway. Oh, Boo Boo used to play the accordion. How do you like that? And sorry we made Amy cry. So we're just a few minutes away from the end. What do you got coming up? Anything interesting, Dianna?
Well, I don't know about interesting, but I've got at least a couple more hours of going through my purging, packing for the move thing. So
awesome. Yeah. I'm getting pretty excited about it. I hope it carries through till tomorrow. We'll see. I think we have you back next again on Labor Day.
That sounds good.
The 5th or so. And so that's awesome. You guys, now did you get your website back up or not? The Psychic Frontier?
It is. I don't have any new blog posts yet, but if anyone's not been out there yet at www.psychicfrontier, there are a number of blog posts that have been done earlier, and I think I've got a pretty good set of links. So if anyone wants to check that out, you might find something you can utilize there.
There's a link, you guys, and so that's awesome.
Thank you.
So yeah, if you're hanging, that's cool. You're going to get people to see if we're having overtime or not. And so we'll go from there. I will toss on a quick song so that I can go hit the biffy the Biffy. And we'll go with, let me see. The heat is on. Oh, this one's a really nice one. Giant. I'll see you in my dreams. I shouldn't have said that because I wanted to see if Heath would know it. So get you to mute yourself again quick and play the song. I'll be back, you guys. So we got Deb there and Stan the Man. guys can unmute yourselves. Mary Margaret, you know how. Diana, feel free. Anyone else wants to jump on? Amy, anyone? Do you guys need reminding? Oh, there's Mary Margaret. Hello. Hi, Mary Margaret.
Hello?
Hello. Okay. Yeah, hi.
Hello?
Hello. Hi. Okay, I'm going to, before I forget, thanks to the archive listeners, of course, all my live listeners too, but I thank you guys later when we get off, when we leave the overtime. So we're going into overtime and we're not recording it, so all you archive listeners, you can just wonder, what are they talking about? And you'll have to be here to know. And it's usually something very exciting and juicy, you know? But anyway, we'll see what happens. So we're back tomorrow with Lisa Nolan Chalosky, and Wednesday, Lisa Lamendala. So 2 Lisas in a row. And and of course, formally to thank you to Diana, and you guys can find Diana at psychicfrontier.com. Great bunch of little articles and blog posts and stuff there for you guys to check out. Of course, I couldn't just stop recording before the cough came out, you know? So we're back tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern. Thank you so very much. Peace out.